Hello, welcome back. So let's crack on with modelling this go-kart. Now in the previous part you can see we pretty much modelled everything. All that's going to remain is kind of a supporting box here, some pedals and some sort of front fascia here that can show a number or something like that, or perhaps just a sort of maybe a supporting section for the front steering column. Okay, so let's start with the easy part. Let's start with the box. So we'll very quickly do Shift S, cursor to center. It looks like it is in the center. Maybe we should grab everything and move it up. I'm not going to do that now, actually. I don't want to screw anything up. So we'll just do Shift A, mesh cube, and just start scaling this around. Scaling on the Z, front scaling on the X axis. So we're like that. So it's going to be sitting on the two, what do you call them? Side axles. So grab on the Z down there. It's going to be sitting on top of them. So just get on top like so. Front view, scale on the Z, grab on the Z. Actually, there's no reason why it couldn't be a bit larger actually. So let's just scale on the X a bit just to give it a little bit more. And you can see there's a problem here. Let's just Control 3, Control Tab, Control Tab 3, and let's just grab that on the Z so that it doesn't go above the seat. Alright, like that. That would make it impossible for them to put their feet down, wouldn't it? So let's just do something pretty obvious, I guess. Let's just Control R there. Yeah, and then GG, just pull that back sort of there-ish. And then what we can do, what I should have done a minute ago, is just Control Tab 1, Z, B, and just delete those vertices there. Let's quickly add a face there. And then what we will do is create two loops like so, and then I guess scale the whole thing outwards so that those are bigger than the, just a bit smaller like so, and then Control Tab face and just grab those two, scale on the X. Okay, so it kind of supports the seat, and then what we can then do with this piece here, extrude on the Y, which is already was, I think. This is quite good because it looks like it needs to go. That's about right, isn't it? And maybe what we can do as well is do that one more time, and then extrude again on the Y, which already is. I think there we go, something like that. How does that look? Stupid. Now, but what we can do actually, what we can do is Control Tab, Control Tab, Edge. You might want to go away and do a better job of this. I'm not particularly happy with what I've done here. And then we'll just grab those on the Y and just pull them down, something like that. Yeah, I'm almost tempted to remove Control Tab. Face, just do X vertices there, and I'm almost tempted just to tab edge here and then just grab those two, G, Y, do that, and then F to something like that. Tab, there we go. And I'm probably going to do the same here actually. Now this is all leading to me think I should be probably using a mirror modifier. G, Y, and you know what, if I can get that across there like that, and then just grab you to GYU as well, just to kind of give you a bit of like that. How's that look? How does that look? Well, one thing's clear is I need to move that a bit at the back face. Let's just grab these edges here. There's too many edges on this. Let's just G on the Y there. Just pull that all the way back. And again, arguably we could and should be doing something here maybe. Oh, not you, GY, just putting that forward to give it some sort of funky little angle to make it look like it's doing something. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go with it. Let's go with it. Let's go with it. It's kind of weird, but I'm going with it. And then what we need to then do then is I'm thinking create these. Let's unwrap this. Let's unwrap it now. Let's get that done first. So before we even do that, let's just tab Control A, rotation and scale, and it'll just go here. And what would you call that? You call it supporting box, something like that. And then we will tab in and we'll do Control Tab 2, just start pulling this round, just selecting all these edges. There, and then just do Control B and just drag that down like so. It's weird what that's doing at the front. Have you seen what he's doing at the front? That's weird. Okay, let's just get it somewhere that we like, and then we can just... Actually, I like that. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that. That's going to give us some room to get our feet over. We may need to move those struts in, because to me it looks like you'd have your legs out at quite an angle. So let's quickly do that. Tab those and just G, Y, G, X even. Just do that. We're going to have to move the other bits in now, aren't we, as well? It's alright, we live for that stuff. What do you think? What do you think if we did it all the way in? What do you think? Don't know. So I'm just going to grab that, and then this is the good thing, you see, because we're using this, just G on the X, pull that in so it disappears. And I think we're going to have to do this one as well, which is annoying, but there we go, because that's a unique, wasn't it? G on the X. I think that does both. That was mirrored, isn't it? That has got a mirror on it. It has, so that looks okay. But that does make our thing look a bit thin, so let's quickly do a couple of things. Let's tab that out and then Z and just... Come on. There we go. G on the X. Pull that right in, somewhere about there-ish. And then G on the X, pull that right in there. And I'm pretty sure now that there's something I wanted to do earlier anyway, was scale these on the X to make these a bit thinner. Now they look too big, so let's just control Z. Let's just scale them down completely. And where's the medium point? We need to be careful here. Yeah, the medium point's in the right place. Let's scale them down. And then what I would like to do is just scale them on the X as well. Just enough so they're not... That's a bit better. I think that's a bit better. There's a slight issue at the back, isn't there? They're going to have to come out a bit. GX. Like that, maybe. And then you guys are going to have to come out a bit as well. That's it. Come on, select that one, and then GX. Just pull it into the middle, so that when you rotate those front wheels, nothing sticks out. Okay, how's that? Yeah, okay. Okay, better. Better, I think. Better, I think. Very basic looking go-kart, isn't it? Okay, right, now, in order to create the pedals, obviously you need to have a pedal motion, don't you? I'll probably best if I just do this and you can follow along. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this one here and do Shift D and then right click, and then if I tab out, tab back in X vertices there, and I tab out, now do Shift D, right click. Okay, now what I can do, I hope, is if I pop the cursor in the middle there, that's not going to work as I'd hoped, is it? Okay, that's okay. So we'll just do this. Let's just do rotate. I think it's minus 55. That looks straight to me. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the mirror modifier, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that end there. Bear with me on this, people. So grab that end there. G X Z, excuse me. Pull that up there. Okay, and then I'm going to do the whole thing. Shift D. Right click. Well, bear with me here, right? And then we will L. Sorry. So we're going to select that ring there and do Shift S, cursor to selected, and make the pivot point the cursor, and then click here and do L, and then rotate on the X-axis. There, it's going to be 180 would be my guess. Yeah, and then we will also rotate it on the, let's try Z. Yeah, Z, 180. And that creates the pedal. Not quite there yet, I don't think. Because we need to probably, well, actually what we can probably do is just do that and click X, delete vertices, and then X, delete vertices there, and just do that, and then W, bridge edge loops. There. How's it looking, people? Right, so that's my obviously much too large pedal, but let's just grab that and put that over there. One. Okay, so now we need to start scaling it down. Oh, we're still scaling on the cursor, aren't we? So let's quickly change that. And just tab out as well. Tab out and do Alt Shift Control C, origin to geometry. I'm hoping that'll be in the middle. Yes, it will. Okay, so if we just start scaling this down to a size that we're happy with. Don't be afraid to go a little bit bigger than you might think. That's obviously going to be too big. Y. There we go, somewhere about there-ish. Scale down a bit more. Because I think the mistake I made last time was went a bit too small. It needs to be quite close to the ground. No, tab. Scale it a little bit more. I'm getting there. Apologies, the phone was ringing there. So I think I'm pretty happy with where that is. I'm just grab it on the Z a little bit. Again, this is definitely tweakable, but let's add a modifier. Let's add the mirror modifier and make the center point the object, and I'm hoping that will show it around that way. That's it. Although that needs to be the other side, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So let's not worry about that now. We'll worry about that later on. And the other thing to do is just tab back in and grab that lot there, that lot there, Shift S, cursor to selected, and then Shift A, add mesh, cube, and this is going to be the pedal. So let's quickly scale that down. Again, don't be afraid to make this larger. This is the mistake I made last time. Scale on the Z, obviously. Grab on the Z, X, pull that out. Somewhere about there, I'm guessing. Scale on the Y. Yeah, the pedal's large enough. They look pretty large. Let's make them a bit bigger on the scale on the Y and scale on the X. And grab on the X. That looks a bit better. I know it doesn't look great at the minute, and that's okay, and that's because we need to do a, let's just do Control A, rotation and scale, and just do Control B just to bevel it like that. Alright. Let's rename it to pedals. There's a few things we need to think about with this, and I think I'll probably come on to that in a separate video. One is that we've probably got to make these in some way a separate piece so that Unity can treat them separately. I'll have a little think about how we're going to do that. Shouldn't be too tough. In the same way, the steering wheel and these wheels here need to be different because they're going to be actually animated in some way. Well, maybe we can use the Unity animation tools. So one thing I want to check is that that's nowhere near the ground. It isn't. And also that it won't hit the front wheels when you're pedaling, and I don't think it will. Let's just bring that back a bit. There. Okay. There, and that gives the impression. That's close enough. There we go. Alright, so we're happy with that. So save it. I didn't actually unwrap it, did I? So let's quickly do that as well. Let's tab there, and this should be easy to unwrap. Let's just quickly bring this across, and then this should be easy to unwrap. If I just do an edge loop there. Where's the? Yeah. Okay. All right. And an edge. Sorry, ignore me. And an edge loop around there, and then just grab it there and there. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Control E, mark seam, and then just do L U unwrap. It's going to help if I have it in image editor. That looks good to me. No, it's not quite perfect. I'll tell you why. If we just do N stretch, you'll see there's some problems there, and that's because we need to, this is annoying but required, just tweak out these corner bits. It's a being a bit of a monkey on me. There's a way you can adjust that. For now, let's just do Shift H, tab back in, and and Shift Space. There we go. Alright, and we'll just start grabbing these guys. Done those ones, haven't done those ones. There we go. Control E, mark seam. Tab, Alt H, tab. Stop doing this to me. Tab. Oh, it's because I know why. It's because it's the other side, isn't it? That's annoying, isn't it? Right, and then we'll click on L, U, unwrap. There we go. We've got a nice clean unwrap there. And then we just need to unwrap this. Probably best to do the inside, isn't it? So just grab that. Control E, mark seam. I'll just have one there. But this is so small. I'm not going to really make a huge amount of effort for it. Control Z like that, and then Control E, mark seam, L, U, unwrap, and that's okay. That's okay. I mean, potentially we could have done maybe we still should. I think about being underneath though is pretty good because it means you're not going to see that bit. Oh, I don't know. It's a bit of a tough one. I could put one there as well. Control E, mark seam. Let's just see how much better it makes things. Oh, it does make things quite a lot better, doesn't it? Let's go with that. I don't love it because it's possibly very, very visible, but it is also very, very small. Alright, so it's not going to make a huge difference. Plus, Substance Painter does a great job of hiding these seams, so that's also very, very good. All that remains, I believe, and we've unwrapped that, all that remains is to do the front steering block here, the front fascia. Now that obviously means I've messed this bit up because I think that's going to rest on it. Let's quickly tab into this bit, grab there, Shift S, cursor to selected, tab out, Shift A, mesh, cube. And let's just start scaling this bad boy down. Grab on the Z, bit of a guess here, scaling it down, grab on the Z. It's going to sit there, isn't it? It's going to sit on top there, and then scale up a touch. Okay, and then tab Z. I alternate between wireframe and solid view. So and then grab that on the Z like that. And obviously, we're going to need to scale these guys out on the X because it's going to sit across the front there. That means yeah, no, it does mean. So let's just quickly hide you a second, and then tab back into you, and then we'll just grab those two edges there, and then grab them on the Y. No, then we'll just. Do we need to grab those, just those, or do we need to grab those as well, and grab the whole thing on the Y? Let's try that. Alt H. Now we can, all things being equal, rotate on the 3D cursor. Just kind of position it, to be honest with you. I'm not going to make a big deal of this. Like that. How's that? Doesn't look great, does it? But that's okay. We knew that wouldn't look like that. Then we can tab in, Control R. I think I did. I could try 5 and just try something different. But what I did previously was, yeah, I just grabbed those two top left and right edges and pulled them down. Let's try something a bit funkier. Let's try that. What's the difference is it going to make? I'm going to go with this for now. Just the two, and then just grab that one, and just grab them on the. So I need to go to normal as it already is. Grab Z. Yeah, that's it, and just pull those down. Just keep pulling them down. Whatever. All right. I'm I think that looks worse than last time. But I am going to do it for speed. Potentially, what I could do, grab ZZ, put that right up, couldn't I? What do you think? And then I could have, then I could have had extra ones. So Control R there, Control R there, and then maybe I could have done something like grab those two, and then just pull that down, or pull it up maybe. Down? Oh, I don't know. Do you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to X the edge loops there. I'm just going to go with that. It'll look a lot better once I've done this. Trusty bevels. Like that. Looks a bit more sturdy, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't love it. I don't love it, but it looks like it's a plaque on the front of a go-kart. We'll make that look a bit better in the texture. Let's unwrap it. Control tab 2. So we'll do is I'll zip on there. Control E, mark seam, putting seams in the corner bits here. I think that should allow me to, like so. Control E, mark seam, and now if I just Control L U unwrap. That's the front, I'm guessing. Yep, so the back needs a bit of work. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to grab those pieces there. Control tab 2. Just going to grab the whole back section here. Control E, mark seam, and then I'm just going to put ones in the corners. I just can't be bothered to do it any other way right now. And over here. Control E, mark seam, U unwrap. I'm very much expecting that to be a perfect unwrap, and it is. Let's just rename that. No, let's call it front sign or something. I don't know what to call that. Okay, what are these side struts here? What are these? I don't see them. That's those ones. So shall we call them supporting struts? And then I'm guessing that one will be the middle supporting strut. If you don't like these names, please feel free to use something else. So let's get rid of the UV unwrapping for now. Now, if we're happy, and we know it, clap our hands, but if we're happy and we think this is good to go, and I think we are, let's quickly go through and make sure everything is unwrapped. So starting with the axle struts, if we, I should have brought the UV map back. UV image editor, tab in. Am I in edit mode? Yeah, I am. It has not been unwrapped. You unwrap. That's going to unwrap just fine. Okay, tab out. Back bumper. You unwrap. That's not in good shape. You can tell that. Okay, let's quickly sort that out then. It's pretty clear. We can do a few things straight away. Give me a break. Like that, and then like that. Control E, mark seam. That's better. It's close enough. I'm not spending a huge amount of time on these bits because they don't need it. Some of the pieces that people will be looking at are the chair and the front piece and the steering wheel. Okay, so tab out. Bucket seat. I'm pretty sure I had that unwrapped nicely. Yes. Center point is empty. We don't touch that. Front sign. We unwrap that. Middle supporting strut. There we go. I know I'm pretty sure I put a seam in U. There we go. U unwrap. There we go. Okay. Next, we're going to pedals. I'm pretty sure I did U. Yes, we did. We're flying here. And then side struts, tab into edit mode, unwrap those bad boys. Yeah, that's fine because we're actually going to be doing those in 4 pieces anyway, so they're taking up a large chunk, but they're going to need to be actually in 4 bits, so that's fine. The steering column, where are you? That's you. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be unwrapped. No, you're in dreadful shape. So let's just Shift H and tab in. Most of you is hidden, so I'm not going to beat myself up too much about this. That's better. That should unwrap. That should unwrap just fine once it's been applied. Okay. Steering wheel. Oh, hang on. Alt H. Come on. Alt H. There we go. Steering wheel. Tab. I'm pretty sure. Did I do you though? Nope, I did not. So we can do this pretty quickly. Just let's go tab out. Shift H. Shift H. Tab. Okay. Control E. Mark seam there. And yeah, those ones. Control E, mark seam. L that, U unwrap. It's good enough for me. I'm tempted to just do those ones as well. Control E, mark seam. Well, you've screwed that up, haven't you? You can see that's screwed up there. That's annoying. Oh, I see why. Look, I need to do that one as well. All of them? I think it is. Okay, good. And supporting box. We need to quickly get going here, do Alt H, don't we? Supporting box, you did not get unwrapped. So let's very quickly unwrap you. Again, do that and Shift H. Let's just quickly tab out of here. So Control Tab, Edge, and I hope. No. Just doing that. Control E, mark seam there. I'm gonna just. That's good. That's good. Control E, mark seam, and then I think I'll probably just add a couple. Sort of there, 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 and at the back somewhere there, and there. Control E, mark seam. You unwrap. That looks okay. Interesting. Let's just try adding a little bit of relief to these corner sections. Getting better. Oh, it's crossed over, look. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. So we're getting better, but it's not quite there, is it? Okay. Let's take a look at that. Alright, so if let's just clear a little bit of space here and do this. In fact, I think what I might do, because I'm feeling really, really lazy, is just select this lot. Select this whole top section. This is very lazy here. Control E and mark seam, and that's going to make that top bit completely, because it's flat, it's going to unwrap perfectly. Unwrap, there we go, we've got ourselves an unwrap. Yep, that's going to do. Save that. Okay, so that's those ones. Let's Alt H to bring everything back. Bring out the supporting struts. That's these guys. These guys should be nice and easy to unwrap. Yes, I've already done it. Look, if I just unwrap that, there we go. Happy, happy, happy. I'm not hugely happy about this. Let me just make sure that I've applied the rotation and scale on that. I hadn't. Well, look at how well they unwrap. A perfect square. There we go. That's why that was looking a bit out of date and out of size. And this one here, that one's also unwrapped perfectly. So hang on, Control A, rotation and scale. You unwrap, lovely. And where were we? So that was supporting struts. The wheels, I think that we have already unwrapped, if I'm right. Yes, we have, beautifully. Okay, so we are there. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to join all this stuff together now. So what I might actually do is just do a file save as. We'll call this go-kart v2 unapplied or something like that, right? And then we'll save as Blender, and then we'll do file save as applied. And we just need to be careful how we go about this. We're going to be a little bit cautious now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each piece in turn again. So starting with the axle struts, just tab in there into edit mode. Tab into edit mode, yes, and then you're just going to start grabbing this, and I'm just going to pop that down there. Let me just double check that they're the right size as well. I got a bit nervous about this now. You unwrap, yeah, fine, and we'll just grab those down there, and we're just going to press P to pin them. Okay, with that done, we'll look at the back bumper, tab in there, and make sure that the modifier is applied. I just realised I hadn't done that with the previous one, so let's tab in to this one, and we'll do that one in a minute. And you unwrap, that's okay, and then we'll just pin that and then grab that over there maybe. Next, we'll go back to the axle struts, excuse me. Were they? Yes, so we just need to apply these mirrors. Apply, and now we can go in and we can do, we can leave those as they are. Because no, we can't. Excuse me, sorry guys. So I need to very quickly reopen that unapplied file. This is a good news for me. Unapplied. There we go. So we'll just bring this back here. Let's start with the axle struts again. I'm sorry for the confusion. I want to apply the one that's on the X modifier. There. Now I'm going to tab in and just do unwrap again, and that's going to create two pieces like that. Okay, but now we do have two sides. So now, if I tab back out, apply the mirror modifier, tab back in, pin it, grab it, and pull it down. What I'm trying to say to you here, and apologies if that's not clear, is that I want these guys to be mirrored, to share the same texture space, but what I didn't want was sort of this side and that side to have the same texture space, because that would cause a weird problem, I think, if we started texturing that, so we won't do that. Good, that's a good start. Now we'll go over to the back bumper, tab into there, again we'll need to apply this, tab that in, and then you unwrap. That looks okay. It's not mirrored back to the front, so that's fine, it's just one mirror. So we'll just pin that and grab it, maybe put it in the bottom right hand corner. Good. Bucket seat, tab that. That's already done for us, isn't it? We know we did a good job there. Again, there's only one of them, so we'll pin that and grab it over there maybe. Good. Center point isn't empty, we could almost get rid of it, but we won't. Front sign, that's not got any mirrors either. Let's just tab in there. That looks good to it. Doesn't great, does it? Not the greatest. Let's just grab it on the Y. Grab it on the Y. Just to give a little bit of separation on this stuff. Okay, A, G over there maybe, and just pin it again. Good. Middle supporting strut. That's very much its own strut, isn't it? It's very tempting to try and use the same texture space as the other two. How could I do that? There is a long-winded way I can think of. It's not that long-winded, but for now, you know what? I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm just gonna apply the mirror and then pin it, grab it, and put it up there somewhere. You can see what I'm doing here. Okay, next up it's the pedals. I want to do a little bit of work with these actually before I finish. So let's just quickly apply the mirror modifier. Yes. And now what I want us to do to start with is let's just do Shift H and go to the top. We want to put Control Tab, Control Tab 2. There we go. And I want to put the cursor in between the two of them. Don't give me that. Okay, and then that one. And if I do Shift S Shift S, cursor to selected, it will go between, and that's good. And we want the pivot point to be the 3D cursor, that's it. And I want to select this side, and I'm just going to see if this works. So I want 3, and I want to rotate it, and it has worked. That's exactly what I was hoping it would do. So 180. Alright, you can see what's happened there. We've got one at the top and one at the bottom. And we can tab back out. They do share the same texture space. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Okay, so we can pin that and grab it, put it maybe up nice and high. Tab back out, Alt H. I have a feeling that I may have moved the box to a different layer. Alt H, 2, 1. Please tell me I haven't deleted the box. The supporting box there seems to have gone into there. Now go to 2. There, yeah. Move. Press M1. There we go. That's weird. 1. There we go. Back we go. Okay, so that's the pedals in a. I mean, you'd argue that those pedals might want to be bent a bit, so we'll probably do that a bit later on. Now, if I go to the side struts, tab in again. We've got to apply the mirror. Tab in. Just grab and put over there somewhere and pin it. Good. That's fine. Tab. Steering column, apply the mirror, tab, U, unwrap. How's that look? Tempted to try and rotate that on 90. Just grab that, and then grab the lot, scale it up a bit. Just do that a second. By the way, Shift Home will make it. Hang on. Shift Home now. Makes it fill up the full screen. So something like that, that's good enough. It's a bit wobbly, isn't it? But it works, it's pretty close. We're not doing anything fancy with this, as you'll see shortly. If I was to be putting labels or something on there, I might get a bit more specific about it. Okay, so that's one done. Oh no, it's not. We need to pin it and grab it and put it over there. The steering wheel, that's all unwrapped, isn't it? It hasn't got any mirrors, no. We did work pretty hard at this, didn't we? I think I can do better though, if we just move a few of these things around. So grab that. Grab that. Grab that. I thought I'd fixed this. I think I may have unwrapped it again, which was a bit foolish. Then do that. Rotate 90. And grab it. It's not critical that we do that, to be honest with you. Rotate 90, grab. Rotate 180, grab it and put it there, maybe, and just shift grab that, right click, grab it, scale it. Shall I make those square? One thing I'd like to do is just grab those two on the X, pull them away a bit. And then grab those two on the Y, pull them down a bit. No, let's do those two. Grab those two on the Y and pull them up a bit. Give it a breathing room. I thought that I'd done that. Let me do that follow quads again. I'll do one just in case you can't remember how I did it. So if I just, these guys in the middle look absolutely square, but let's just quickly do Control Tab 1, and we'll just grab those. W align X, and the other side W align X. W align Y, W align Y, and then we'll just go into face select mode, and then if we just shift space out and do U follow active quads OK, you'll see that goes square. So I'll just do that to the other 3 and I'll come right back. I'm back, and like magic it's all done. There we go. So let's just quickly shift space and shift home. We can start. Actually, now I've done that, we can put these a lot closer together, can't we? Which is kind of neat. Excuse me. Control Tab for Island. Now we can just grab these and pull them together. There we go, and then maybe grab them all, pull them down, grab everything and just scale up so it all fits on. You could go to town on this. Okay, I'm going to pin that and just grab it over there somewhere. Shift space. Okay, how are we getting on? We're getting close. Supporting box. We did definitely unwrap that, didn't we? What I didn't do was have a look at maybe improving the quality. I'm just going to grab and pull that up on the Y. Tempted to just, yeah, that. Yeah, I'm sort of messing around here now. I just want to make sure there's a little bit of space between these things. I don't know why I want that space. I'm pretty sure Substance Painter can cope. I do want some things in here though. There. This is just a mess, isn't it? What is that piece? Okay. PG, and pull that over there somewhere. Okay, getting very close. Supporting struts. That's these bad boys. Again, we want to apply. This is a bit more confusing because we don't want to do. We just want to apply the X mirror for now. Yes, the X mirror. I'll just apply that. Annoying that. And add a modifier mirror on the Y, but the empty. What's it called? Center point. Like so. So now we've just got one on the X on the Y now. So just tab in. U. Unwrap. P. Oh no. That's it. P. Grab it. I don't know where to stick things down anymore. Let's go over there. Nice and low. That's it. And then tab out and apply it. Wheel. These are interesting ones. We want to apply them all. That's fine. I think we've already done this, so we can just tab in. Yes. PG. Somewhere over there, maybe. I don't know. Maybe over there. I think that's everything. So let's just spin through, make sure there's no mirrors. And there is not. So we can do something pretty funky now. What we can do is just select them all. I'll just do that. And what I might actually do is Z and then do that again. Just make sure everything is selected and then do Control J, and that all goes into one thing which we will call go-kart. And now if we tab in, we'll see all of our pieces, and I'm hoping I haven't overlapped anything. You guys look awful. What's happened there? Have I... That's... Why has it suddenly gone blue? Hang on, so I think I know why. So what I needed to do is just do Control A, rotation and scale, tab in. There we go, thank goodness. Oh, I thought I had a bit of a horror story there. Now this is everything. This is all the bits. All of our unwraps. So what we need to do clearly to fit this all in is firstly do UV's average on scale. I'm hoping that will completely mess things up. That's very annoying. So let's just try that again. UV's average on scale. Okay, so that hasn't worked as I'd hoped. But the good news is I think we can very simply just start scaling everything down like that. Just make it nice and small, and then just start grabbing this stuff and then just putting it into position. Try and fit what you can in around where you like. Come on. That's it. Zoom in a bit there. Yeah. Let's try and get things quite close, shall we? Let's not just be silly here. This is annoying. Sometimes you have to do that and do Control L. Start grabbing stuff. Control L. Grab that over, you see. It's quite tempting to do rotate 90 and then grab that. Put that there. Okay, how are we getting on? Lovely. Yeah, this is fitting in quite nicely, isn't it? I know it's very small at the minute, and that's part of the point, isn't it? Yeah, some things are clearly much too big. That's one of the bars from underneath, you know, things like that. It's a bit silly. This is good though. Maybe. What do you think? Maybe, and then maybe. Yes. Okay. Then we'll scale all that up. Some things I'm pretty much sure I want to do. I want to make the bucket seat bigger, which is you. Again, just do something like that and Control L. I want to. You, I'm very sure. Let's do that. And just scale you down a bit. Maybe put you over there. I want these bucket seats to be much bigger. The steering wheel's okay for size. We've got quite a lot of space here, haven't we? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play around with this, and in the next episode I'll have this all tidied up. But what I'm going to try and do is scale some of these things to a much better size. But to be honest with you, it's pretty good. I'll just make sure these struts are all averaged out, and then we'll move on. But from my perspective, I just need to start tweaking these, which is something that is boring, and I'm sure you can do yourself. If you can't, let me know. We'll work through that on the next one. But for now, let me clean this up, and in the very next episode, I'll take you through how we're going to import that into Unity. Into Substance Painter, excuse me. That's the next step. We're going to texture it. So look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.